Welcome to FFTV, the finest channel on 18th century airways.
Founding Fathers Television prides itself on unbiased news.
Welcome to The Scene with your hosts,
Jacob Bennett.
Andrew Slattery.
Luke Maxwell.
And Peter Fiorica at 7 o'clock.
What an entertaining night last night at the FFTV Awards.
You can say that again.
What an entertaining night last night at the FFTV Awards.
All right, let's just get right to it.
We have a packed show for you tonight to recap everything that you missed from last night's FFTV Awards. I don't know what to start off with. What do you think we should start off with, Jake?
Well, let me tell you guys, Riff Rafter's intro to the awards last night was one for the record books. So let's take a look at that to kick off the show.
Hi, this is FFTV's Riff Rafter, and I would like to welcome you to the 1770 FFTV Awards, that's Founding Fathers Television. We have an all-star cast for y'all tonight with Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and many more. This is a promising night of entertainment, with Franklin and TJ duking it out for the Best Public Service Works Award. So keep sending those votes in, baby, with carrier pigeon, but don't forget the standard message and data rates apply.
Let's get started with the recap of the award show, beginning with the Best Writer of the Year award.
Alexander Hamilton, author of the majority of the Federalist Papers, won the award by a landslide, getting the unanimous vote over other authors such as Ben Franklin and James Madison, who also wrote some of the Federalist Papers.
Next up, we have the Lifetime Achievement of Best Public Service Award. This award was the highlight of the night. It placed two formidable contenders against each other. In one corner, you had Benjamin Franklin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the other, you had Thomas Jefferson of Charlottesville, Virginia.
And now, the award you've all been waiting for. Lifetime Achievement in Public Works. Your nominees are Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin. And the winner is Thomas Jefferson!
I just want to thank everybody out there who voted for me. Thank you, FFTV. Appreciate this. Thank you for the town of Charlottesville and all the people there. Go UVA.
Whoa. I don't got much to say, but I just wanted to start off by saying, I'm gonna let you finish, but Benjamin Franklin had some of the best public works projects of all time.
Interesting night, to say the least.
You can say that again, Jake.
Interesting night, to say the least.
Ben Franklin and Jefferson both have great public works, undeniable. But let's go into this controversial award from last night.
You can't deny that Ben Franklin did a lot of good in his life. I mean, the guy started the first modern fire department, an insurance company, the University of Pennsylvania, one of the earliest universities in the country, a library, and the Junto, a club to improve the education of the city.
I mean, I guess that's true, but let's not forget that there was most definitely a conflict of interest between him starting the insurance company and the fire department.
Luke, can you please explain for our viewers at home?
Of course, lads, of course. Well, by owning both the insurance company and the fire department, Ben Franklin could decide how well fires were put out, so the insurance company didn't have to spend that much. And there was definitely a bias to put out fires at houses that had insurance than those who didn't, even though they would put out the fires either way. But if you didn't have insurance, you had to pay the fire department.
But it also was the first modern fire department. You can't deny that. He got the idea from Boston, and in Boston, the fire departments were simply used to prevent general catastrophe, while in Philadelphia, it was used to protect specific properties in specific instances. So, think of how a typical fire department works today. Franklin had that idea in the 1700s.
Maybe it wasn't horrible, but there was definitely, most definitely, some sort of controversy there and conflict of interest with the fire department and the insurance company. Ben Franklin most certainly gained personally from both of these.
Well, even if there is some controversy over this whole fire department ordeal, he did establish one of the greatest and first libraries in the colonies. Truly a revolutionary idea in his day.
Okay, Bennett, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on this one. Franklin was most definitely, absolutely, undoubtedly a snake. And here's why. So today, taxes pay for libraries, and you can get your library card for free in any of the counties. But back then, the library wasn't included in taxes, so you had to pay for it out of your own pocket. And Benjamin Franklin charged a 40 shilling startup fee and 10 shillings for every year you were a member. Not to mention that if you were late returning a book, you had to pay double your commissionary costs.
Okay, so what? Taxes didn't pay for the library, so how was Franklin supposed to make his money if he didn't charge? That just doesn't make any sense. And he charged people for bringing back books late? That is what libraries do, isn't it? I mean...
Yeah, so what? What do you mean, Jake? The average person can't afford that kind of fee. Only the elite can pay for that. To put it frankly, Jake, the rich got smarter while the average person with an average salary had to struggle for their education. Franklin even said that one of the reasons he founded this library was just so that he could spend more time reading on his own.
Okay, so let me get this right. You think that just because Franklin charged people for this library and he wanted to get a little smarter in the process, that he's a horrible person and that this is unjust and he did all of this for self-gain?
I mean, I'm just trying to say that Thomas Jefferson deserved this award way more than Ben Franklin did.
That is blasphemous. You know, that is absolutely blasphemous. I don't care if the guy killed kids. We're talking public works here. He started one of the first true libraries in North America. The man was an educational hero. He gave people an open access to so many books. Only the richest of the rich had an abundant supply of books. And quite frankly, he gave people a supply of books. We haven't even gotten to what he did for the University of Pennsylvania, yet you are already just trashing this guy. This is ridiculous.
All right. Slow down. It's getting pretty heated in here. So to cool down, why don't we go to Riff Rafter? He was there last night.
Hey, thanks for having me today, guys. I appreciate it. And FFTV Riff Raft. To be quite honest, I was surprised when I saw that Thomas Jefferson won, because I thought Franklin had it in the bag. He brought the colonies, his fire departments, his libraries, like you guys said, but also University of Pennsylvania, which is pretty dope, and street cleaning services in the Junto.
So tell me, Riff Rafter, what's so impressive about all of those?
Well, Ben Franklin was a pioneer of the liberal arts curriculum. He started at the University of Pennsylvania, my alma mater, UPenn till I die. Most schools of the time were geared towards Christian ministers, educating clergy, but Franklin wanted to provide education for more common, regular people. As far as street cleaning goes, Franklin improved business throughout the streets of Philly by hiring people to clean the streets. With cleaner streets that are more pleasant and accessible to the public, people came down to the shops in Philadelphia to buy goods and services. Like a Philly cheesesteak, my whole sophomore year, the only thing I ate was Philly cheesesteaks every single day, 3 times a day. It was the best experience of my life. Not to mention the Junto, which fostered intellectual competition between Franklin and his peers by improving the intellectual curiosity of the city.
You know what? That's true. Making education more egalitarian was extremely beneficial. He was one of the few people of his era to do so.
You know what? I don't think I agree with all this, guys. Let's not forget that the Junto was limited to 12 people. Improving the intellectual curiosity of the city? I don't know. Sounds more like improving the intellectual curiosity of the already elite.
That's a fair argument, but you can't deny that Franklin single-handedly improved the economy of Philadelphia by improving the streets. Paved streets allowed for more carriages to flow freely down the streets, which encouraged trade. That took vision and ingenuity.
I mean, I guess that's true, but I know Riff Rafter didn't mention this, but let's not forget that Ben Franklin helped that General Braddock guy, and the only reason he did so was to get a letter of recommendation, and he didn't even end up using it.
Whoa. Listen, Ben Franklin. I know the guy like a brother. I've babysat his kid. I've had dinner with his wife. Whether or not he did or did not use his letter of recommendation is not the topic. The arms that Franklin organized were extremely, extremely significant in the French and Indian War.
Speaking of war, Franklin shortchanged the Quakers when making purchases of the cannons. He called the cannons engines, so he tricked the Quakers into backing up the purchase of the cannons, knowing that otherwise they would say no. The Quakers don't like violence. Why would he do this to them?
All right, now, so that may be your argument, but the Quakers basically justified this action before Franklin did it. So, a long time ago, the city needed gunpowder for protection, but since the Quakers don't morally support war, they couldn't get behind this whole buying of gunpowder. So what they did is that they agreed to let the city purchase grain, knowing that the city would use this money for grain to buy gunpowder. I mean, yeah, technically gunpowder is a grain, but come on now, they cheated themselves. And so when Franklin did it, it's really not his fault. The Quakers set themselves up.
All right, so now we'll be accepting calls. Just remember that standard data and messaging rates apply.
Bring, bring, bring.
Hello?
Yeah, I know Ben Franklin. You know, I was trying to get into the junto. He said no thanks. I said, Ben, you're the 1%. You gotta have education for us. I mean, occupy the junto is what I told him. And this Ben guy, he said that's nonsense. So I said, hey, get out of here, Ben. That's all I got. Go Sox.
All right, thanks for the call. So, who's up next?
Bring, 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 bring.
Hello, who is this?
Hey, this is the Real Quaker 123 at upenn.edu. I just want to say that I've benefited tremendously from my education at UPenn. Furthermore, his library allowed me to seek higher education. Also, I love living in the city of Philadelphia. Clean streets, lamps to see at night, Philly cheesesteaks, and the Eagles.
All right, thanks for the call.
Well, there's a nice positive for Ben Franklin. All right, we'll take one more caller.
Bring, 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 bring.
Hello, who is this?
Yeah, am I on right now? Hey, LMAO. Okay, Franklin's premier fire department was less than motivated to get to my house when my house started in the fire with my family in it, just because my house wasn't insured by his insurance company.
All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate that. Good to hear.
All right, that's all the time we have for calls, folks. So let's move on.
The fact of the matter is, whether you agree with Thomas Jefferson winning the award last night or not, arguments can be made for both sides.
You cannot deny that Franklin is a contender for the award, as he made tremendous strides in the area of public works. He did these things for the betterment of the public, hoping to improve society rather than augment his own achievements and social status.
That's very true. He made the first modern fire department. He helped people regain their possessions with his insurance company. He started the first real modern actual library in North America. And finally, he started the University of Pennsylvania, along with the junto. He did some very good things for public works.
I mean, on the negative side, however, we have the fire department and the insurance company. We know that the fire company was not too motivated to help those that were uninsured by the insurance company that Franklin owned. Also, the library was a little too expensive for the common man, which is counterproductive to the mission that Franklin was setting out to achieve, which was educating the common person. The junto was also counterproductive in this mission. It was elitist and extremely exclusive, only open to 12 people. Finally, there's also reason to believe that Franklin helped General Braddock only to receive a letter of recommendation from him. So there's, like Luke said, it can be made with both sides. What do you think?
Well, folks, that's all the time we have. So catch us next week for the Roast of John Jay. Starting now, Mad Money with Alex Hamilton.
For
Sussin' on you.
I'm swagging, oh. I'm ballin', I have a song.